Hey everyone, I am Yvette Lloyd, host of Life Her Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Once again, I had a few things on my mind, and so far, I am loving these solo episodes. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. And also, I want to let you know that you can watch it live also on my YouTube channel if you go on and subscribe. So it is, you can just see me up close and personal. But no, make sure you subscribe and also send it off to people that you could feel it will resonate to them so they could be able to learn a lot of things as well and just hear some words of wisdom. Like sometimes it's hard to hear words of wisdom from so many people nowadays and genuine people also. And just even just keeping it real, just being honest. So thank you all. I mean, swear, I thank all of you just for even just tuning in because I noticed my high my higher numbers are my solo episodes, believe it or not. So I guess everyone loves hearing me talk, which is something that I normally don't do and talk and vent by myself. So I am going to continue these like on every other episode or something like that. So I could be able to, just let y'all know, get more in touch with who I am and what I do and how I've been a business owner myself for 16 years, and not only just hearing other people, just hearing my personal experiences as well. So, speaking of personal experiences, I want to reflect on my first 10 years of as a business owner. And I know a lot of people are beginners of being a business owner. If you've been a business owner now from 1 to 5 years, I know you've been through some things. And a lot of you when you are in your first or second year, sometimes you feel like things supposed to happen overnight and it doesn't. So it's just so many things that I want to share as a business owner. The journey of endurance is not for the faint of this heart. I'm telling you, because it's just so much that come with being a business owner. It is a roller coaster ride filled with ups and downs and victories and setbacks too. And just for us to be able to deal with so many emotions, like it's like being in a relationship. But it's like, man, like why am I going through so much just for me to succeed? And what you have to understand is like when you go through things as far as being a business owner and you experiencing something, you have to get to a point where you are calm and you understand like, okay, something is getting ready to occur, but I have to understand I'm about to level up. I swear to y'all, I did not understand this until probably my ninth year, maybe eighth, my eighth or ninth year, until I got my mindset to a point and started to reflect on the many years of me being a business owner. And I started to realize, like, man, as I sit here and reflect on the years of me going through things, I've noticed that each time I went through something, the outcome was me leveling up to a next level for me to become a better version of myself and a better business owner. Like everything that happens in your personal life and in your business, it doesn't necessarily that your life is going to end and everything is going to always be like that. It's just the fact that you have to understand your growth level. Each level is a growth level, and you have to experience these things because what I've learned was later in life you will repeat it or you will experience it again with other people, or you can stop it before you see it starting to come. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing here. So in the 10 years of me owning my business, it's like you're hit with countless challenges. You face financial struggles, sleepless nights, and weigh in responsibility on your own shoulders. Like, I could tell y'all so many times I have cried, or so many times I helped people in my personal life to a point I didn't have nothing for myself. I didn't know how I was going to pay my bill. I didn't know what I was going to eat next. I had to stretch meals at a point in time. Like if you want to stretch a meal, you can get like some hibachi and you can eat it in fours. Like you can cut it right down the middle, all the way into four squares. You could do that. Spaghetti, anything that have to do with some sort of noodles, you could stretch that meal all the way. And I've been there before, stretching a meal because I knew I wouldn't be able to afford anything else. And it was rough. um, I spent my last on people just making sure they were cool. But what I learned from me doing that, it was like it was a blessing to me. You know, it's like when you bless others, you blessing yourself as well. Because when God see that I'm doing for people and he loved the fact that I am doing for others, he will always have my back. And that's why I never worry about giving people my last or doing things for other people, because I knew that God always had me. He will never put me at my lowest to a point where I can't bear and I know I wouldn't have a comeback. So I never worried about that. It was just the fact of him giving me an assignment to help his children and to make sure that everybody is cool. And I've done this for so long, I didn't do nothing for myself. So now I'm at a point in my life where I want to do a lot of things for me and I'm selfish about me. And I'm just doing everything for me at this point. And but through it all, you learn variable lessons and you realize that success doesn't come easy, and it's a result of hard work, dedication, unraving, like different like perseverance, like just even just going through so much stuff on a daily basis. It's like you learn to trust your instincts. You learn like you're surrounding yourself with a team of passionate individuals, and like you share your vision with people, and then together you'll be able to weather the storms and everything. And now I'm at that point in my life where I have moments of triumph and able to celebrate it, you know? So for me just going through so much, I'm surrounded by other people that are other business owners as well, and we can reflect on a lot of things. But I think one of the things when you starting off as a business owner that people have a hard time with is the fact that you can have friends that you have for like 20 years plus, 15 years plus. You have to realize that it may come a time you guys will never be friends again, and it'll come from your growth. People have the tendency to count your money, and a lot of times you have to realize that people count money off what they see, that what you do, how you carry yourself, or how you keep yourself up, or certain things that you do. And when you do that, a lot of people will count your money and tell you how much money you have. However, as a business owner, a lot of us know how to manage our money and spend the money where it needs to go. And we don't, some of us have bad habits and some of us don't, but I didn't have any bad habits. My only bad habit was giving away too much of me and giving away too much of my finances and not being able to, um, you know, see it come back to me in many ways. I should have invested in a lot other things for longevity at the same time. However, when it comes to those friendships and everything, people do count your money, and a lot of times they count more than what you really have. And that's when a lot of the jealousy and hate will come in, and it just be a bunch of nonsense. Or people will think because you hanging around a different crowd, a lot of friends can be very territorial as well, and you start to meet new people. But these new people you're meeting, you guys have a lot in common. You are business owners, you all trying to get somewhere, and sometimes they can't be relatable to what you're doing. They just think you're acting funny. Or you could even put friends in a room and have them do different things and move it and everything. If you listen to my last episode of how to work the room, like it comes to situations like that too. Like it's really sad that we like have to part our ways like that, but we have to understand that's just life. That's just how it is. Some people aren't our forevers. Some people are just our chapters, you know. And if they made it, they made it through. They made it through. If they don't, they don't. But I can tell you one thing, it hurts. Like it hurts really, really bad, especially like in the beginning phases of you realizing like this person is really not about to be in my life no more. This is really not my friend anymore. Why are you doing this? Like, why are you being so dirty? And you will find them not being able to communicate with you, or when they do communicate, it's just so gaslighting and just you. What I've learned is to shut up more and listen more. And when I shut up a lot of times and I just sat and listened, I've heard many things that I didn't want to hear, that I was shocked to hear, that I was hurt to hear, and everything. Because a lot of people put key words in their conversations on how they really feel about you, not even knowing that they're doing it. And it's always the slick comments, the slick different wording that they say, and you just be like, dang, that's how you feel. You know, a lot of people know when you say your little business, a lot of people have issues with that. And but it's even more to just even saying your little business or your little job or your little, just using the word little. But you have to listen to the character, the characteristics of yourself on how they reflect on you. It was a lot of times where I was like afraid to post on social media because I had a friend that said I was doing too much. I was posting too much. I was telling people my business too much and everything. And me, I'm transparent. And the way my mom raised me, she always said, you put you out there before somebody else try to tell a story about you. So if somebody want to try to tell a story about me, I'm going to put my own mess out there before somebody is able to put my mess out there, you know? And a lot of times when people even put something out there, 9 times out of 10 are lying and they already add a little flavor to it and everything. But what I've noticed is a lot of people don't be upfront and conversate with you and actually tell you exactly what their issue is with you. It's just something deep rooted. And a lot of times, also, when you're connected with people, other people on the outside have the tendency to try to come in and interfere with your relationships, which is something that I also explained in the last episode as well. But it's just things that happen. You just have to learn how to deal with things. Losing a business is even rough. I lost two daycare centers. And you know what's so crazy is even though I had people involved, I still blame myself. I blame myself for trusting people too much. I blame myself for not going over um paperwork like I was supposed to, not being present like I was supposed to, not doing things that I really was supposed to do, because at the end of the day it was my business and I should have been more present and did more things that I should have been doing because it was mine, instead of putting so much trust into people and giving people so much of a responsibility to even get it done, you know? So I blame myself, and I have to hold myself accountable for that. For me even just getting in those different type of positions to even let myself be able to lose my centers like that. And I mean, it's just life, it's just what it is. But what I really learned from it was, if I was to ever open up another one again, I will go about things a lot differently. I will definitely not hire anyone that I know personally. I will hire mainly all strangers. And I will probably just build from there and just keep going. Working with people that you know could be very difficult, and I don't like the fact of losing people. Like, even though I'm not friends with people anymore, certain people not in my life, even from a distance, I still love them. I still care for them. I wish nothing bad on them. I wish them nothing but the best. And I will even support them from afar. You know, it's just I can't carry on hatred towards nobody because hate is not in me. My mother didn't raise me like that, and I will always be the same. And that's one thing you're going to have to learn as being a business owner. People may hurt you, do you dirty, You may have to sue people, you may have to do a lot of things. But if you are a loving, caring, genuine person that just automatically just be yourself all the time, you shouldn't let anybody change you from being you. And that is just so important, because a lot of times when we deal with so many hurtful things in life and so many things that we've been through, we let it define us, and you can't let it define you. You have to create it to let you be, continue you, and even a better version of you. And just don't bring so much into you. Set certain boundaries. And that's what I have now. I have a lot of boundaries, and I'm always silent. Like when you're silent a lot, you are able to hear a lot of things, and you don't want to go deaf on things, and you don't want to go blind either. But it's the sense of discernment that you develop over the years of being a business owner, and I've sensed it a lot. Even just being a business owner, as far as money management, I've made thousands of dollars, like thousands. It was a point of time I made a half a million a year. Just even having my two daycare centers alone, I made a half a million. And one of my mistakes was just the fact of me not actually seeing that half a million. It's like you could make so much money and you be like, man, where did this go? Like, when did I see that? I made that much. It's like you be so shocked, like, wow, I can't believe I made this much money, but I really haven't seen it. It's because you're ditching out so much money. And if you see how payroll go, payroll ain't no joke. Payroll will beat you down. Them liability taxes will beat you down. Taxes overall will beat you down. And you'll be like, oh my God. Like, it is something else. And that's where a lot of my money went to that. And a lot of it went to my youth program that I had called Fidel Young Women's Program. I was giving back to young girls, helping them and preparing them for adulthood, which was so amazing. I loved it. I still love it. I still love them. It was so amazing just having that experience with young girls, and I was able to help them on so many things. And I really enjoyed it. And a lot of my finances went to that. A lot of people thought I was getting um s- scholarships or grants and all of that stuff. Everything that I was making from my daycare center, I was putting it right back into my youth program. And that's where my finances come in at, where I wish I had someone like I have now that can manage my finances and tell me, no, you shouldn't spend that on this, but you can spend this. Well, if you got this much money and you're making this much, you should invest in rental property. You should invest in getting this whole life insurance policy, and different things like that, cuz a lot of people don't have IULs. They don't have whole life insurance policy where you can be your own bank and have cash value, and you have your money sitting in there making 8% of whatever your money is sitting in there. So each time you're getting 8% more of your money that's in there. Like, who wouldn't want that? So if I had that back back then when I was running my business, and me having it right now, oh my God, I would have been had so much going on right now, but I didn't have anybody to educate me on it. Nobody told me about it. I would have had it years ago. But now, since I've been podcasting and everything, I've been meeting so many people, and I've had so many people on my podcast that I have learned from and I have relationships with and everything. So having my podcast now is another form of me having my Fidel Young Women's Program set for. I have people freely giving you advice on different businesses and talking about their personal experiences and all. So I didn't have that. So the much money that I have came across in my first 10 years, it was insane. It was insane, especially after my 5th year. Oh, it was crazy. And if I knew back then what I knew now, I swear y'all, it'll be totally different. My life will be totally different. I would probably just be only podcasting at this point. But I really want you guys to also just please watch your finances and make sure you get an accountant that's going to help you elevate. Make sure you get an accountant that could set you up for you to retire, because being self-employed is very difficult, and a lot of that I learned about being self-employed too. I can't get no government assistance or nothing, especially the insurance. And the insurance don't even give you half of what the government give you. The government gives you all types of ways of having insurance. You have a lot of things covered, but when you paying for insurance on your own, you don't have a lot of things covered. You have to pay out of pocket with a lot of stuff when you are self-employed, and when you're making literally so much money. So it kind of sucks in so many ways. So I really want y'all to make sure you pay yourself and you do things the correct way so that you're able to receive things that you want to receive, and you're able to elevate the way you are supposed to, the way you're supposed to invest in things like over the years of me, I started to invest probably like 4 or 5 years ago. It's this website called Start Engine. And on Start Engine, I started to invest in other people's companies. And these companies are super dope. They're very futuristic. And it's a lot of things that have to do with AI. It's a lot of things have to do with flying cars. It's everything that's just futuristic that in longevity is going to make you so much money. I probably got just one company that actually send me a check like every other month because I invested in it 3 years ago. And the 3 years ago now they've been growing ever since, and they have even more time to grow. So just imagine once they grow big and once life start to catch up, the changes in our world start to catch up and everything, I will just be getting a check all the time from someone else's company that I believed in and I invested in it. So maybe you guys should check into that too, especially early on while you're owning a business, because I didn't have people to tell me these things early on when I started investing in my company. So I'm telling y'all now the things that you should do beforehand, and make sure you manage your money right. Make sure the money that you make in your business stay in your business. If you have personal finances that you have to take care of, you should have a separate account for that, and you should pay yourself. You need to think of a salary for yourself. Business isn't going to boom too much unless you just develop a whole blessing. You great with marketing and you doing everything. Business may boom. But if business booming for you your first and second year, you definitely better have an amazing accountant to manage your money. And if you didn't watch my podcast last night, I had an amazing guest on there, and she's an accountant. She will get you all the way together. Rosie Thomas. If you go back and you go watch her, she gonna tell you what you need to do with your money, and she gonna tell you what you can and can't do. And I done had some other guests on here that was like super amazing as well, and they always just there to help women just elevate. I also had Tony Moore on here. Tony is amazing. She'll get you all the way together. I had it was another girl on my podcast as well, which is Chandrick Carter. She is amazing too. You could go back and look at her interview. She talks about wealth and development coaching, and her stuff was like super duper dope. You would love it, and I know you would, because you would develop so much information. And also when you're in business, it's always good to even go over to real estate. If you can own a property, a rental property or something. One thing I've learned as far as being a business owner is I don't like bills. I cannot stand bills. I don't want no parts of bills. Bills drive me crazy. So I have a mindset right now. I don't want a car note. All these new cars, everybody getting and stuff. If I can't pay cash for that car and walk out without a car note, I don't want it. I don't want it at all. I don't want to keep paying and taking out percentage and all of that. I don't want none of that. So that's something that I wish I've done years ago because I loved cars so much. So I was always financing a new car. I always wanted a new car. Every time I seen something new, I'm next thing you know, I'm trading my car in for something else, putting down thousands of dollars on a down payment just for me to get a new one. And then when you get a new car, if you went over the loan, you got the car that you traded in, it come on over to the new loan that you have. So it's like now I'm at a point I don't want to deal with that. And right now the way things is going, you could go to auctions and get you a nice car because everybody's car is getting repossessed because of the economy is just so messed up. So if I had any means to get a vehicle without no payments, I would gladly do that. I don't want that. If I had, and also a home, I was blessed to get a home from my mother. However, I haven't used my first time home buyers yet. um I just haven't done it. However, what I can give advice to other people, if you have the finances to purchase a home now, it's homes now that's like 9,000, 10,000, 14,000. If you have the finances to get that, when you get your income tax, or if you get looked up, if you apply for your ERC or anything, purchase you a home, flip that home and just rent it out. Rent out that home. Have a few homes that you can rent out. What if it's a time where the economy just lapsed and you can't afford what you are in no more? If you can't afford that home, and now you thinking like, where am I going to go? I got to sell my home. I got to do this and that. Or I'm renting from somebody and I'm paying this up teen amount of rent and I can't afford it. But on the side, you can have a property that you could go to and all you have to worry about is utilities. So I think so wide range with that. It may be something y'all want to do, it may not. But that is like my mindset now. I want to be smart. Like I really want to be smart with my finances because I've made so many mistakes when utilizing my finances wrong. And I had a guest also on here too named Sandra Butler. Her interview was amazing. She'll get you together with a home. And I have a few other ladies on here that did real estate as well that give you plenty of advice on real estate and how to purchase and everything. It's just the fact of us being able to have residual income, us being debt free, us being able to have a home that we could live in and we don't have to feel overwhelmed of paying so many bills. And this is all these things is things that I've learned in my first 10 years of being a business owner, because when we have the money come in, it's going to come in. And when it come in, we going to want to spend. And you can't do that. You can spend on your business, but you can't spend on your personal self purchasing things like all the fancy cars and designer clothing and all of that stuff. That stuff can wait. You know, that stuff can really wait. Just getting that certain stuff, like you have to stay out of the mindset impressing other people when you need to impress your finances. You need to worry about your household and your family and everything like that. Me personally, I don't have children yet or anything, but I know I probably would have been a lot more smarter if I did have a kid. I would have maneuvered a lot differently. However, just the fact of even just having this mindset, even that I have right now, it feels good. It feels really good for me to have this mindset and for me to be able to help others and let them know. It's like over the years, it's like you understand the importance of other things, even just having relationships with good people. I'm an introvert, believe it or not. I don't know how I end up being an introvert and I'm podcasting and talk to people all the time, but I am. So I've always networked and got to know people, go to the events and everything, but I never stayed in contact with people and communicate with them and always call them every now and then and stuff like that. I always had issues with that. And it comes from me just dealing with people. I don't want to be hurt again. I don't want to fall out with people. I want longevity relationships. I want people that I could just stick with and we could just build together and make each other great, speak life into each other. I love relationships like that and I want to keep like that, even to a point where you're able to be transparent and be able to talk to your friend about anything and they won't take it personal and it won't go to a next level or it won't go to outside people. I just feel like if you have a problem with somebody, you should be able to talk to them. You talk to them any other time. So why can't you personally talk to them? Even though they may be an emotional person or you feel like they don't take things well or something like that, it doesn't matter. If you love that person enough and you really care about them, you're going to sit down and talk to them in person. And I'm not talking about no over the phone and text type of conversation. I'm talking about an in-person adult conversation of two people that really love each other and want to see them do better. It doesn't mean they have to agree or anything, but at the same time, you're transparent with them and you didn't put other people in y'all's business. And that is just so important. So, networking and building relationships with other people, it just become like so much peaceful when you already getting yourself, involved with people that are on your level already. And sometimes your clients, like me, like people I've interviewed already, they become a part of my family. They become a part of like my business family and everything. And it's like you strive to exceed their expectations and you knowing that their success is tied to yours. And you be like, man, this is like super dope. And then, sometimes you have tough decisions when you face them head on. You never shy away from like making necessarily changes and you keep your business alive and thriving. Like you have to keep it alive and thriving. You got to have your content on point and everything. So it's just so much that comes with your first 10 years of business, just making sure that you stay successful. You continue to do amazing things because we all deserve the best and finer things in life. We all deserve to upgrade. It's just, are you willing to be disciplined? Are you willing to just take yourself to that next level and not and be not just be in tunnel vision? Like the tunnel vision that I'm in is crazy. Like literally my days, y'all, I am in my podcast studio. I'm always studying and reading and learning new things. I done learn how to produce podcasts now. I done learn so many things, keeping things together with my daycare center. I keep things together with my janitorial company. It's a lot of things that I just keep together so that everything is running smoothly and going like good how it's supposed to go. And a lot of times it's really difficult, but at the same time I pace myself and I do things on certain days. And you can't overwhelm yourself. Don't try to do too much like at all. That's one of the things you have to do is worry about your mental health. Make sure you have a day or two to yourself. Have a spa day, have a read book day, or have a day where you have a spot that you go to and just chill and reflect on things and relax. And a lot of times you got to take your mind off of work. You got to take your mind off of this stuff and do something in your personal life. Or me personally, I always schedule me some days for vacations. Like literally every month I'm going on a vacation. I don't care if it's a road trip or I'm going by a plane. I am gone. Like I be gone. And it is amazing just to even have that time to yourself. And that's what's needed a lot. The only thing that I lack the most is probably my health. My health has been a struggle for me and it comes from stress, losing my mom, losing my husband, and just dealing with so much. So that part right there is something that I am personally working on now, and I'm gonna share that journey with you guys too. Even when I'm on break, I go on break for podcasting in the second week of November after my last interviews, and then after that I'm going to do more solo episodes to keep you guys posted, to reflect on things and keep you all motivated during my break time, and me just having time to myself and trying to transform my mindset and my physical well-being. I'm going to be working out more. I'm just going hard for me. This is going to be my self-care moment probably until like February or March. And I need this time because I've been going hard for years. Like since I became a business owner, I can't even think of an actual long break that I had. To a point, it was a break for me. Like I had breaks of losing like a loss, when it came to like my daycare center, or losing my mom and my husband and stuff like that for grieving purposes. However, I never had no actual break for me of my physical, mental, spiritual well-being, and that's where I'm at now. I was like, it's time for me to get me together because y'all, my feet has been like swelling like crazy. I've been in emergency, and my feet swells up really bad, and sometimes it goes all the way up to my thigh. So I've been dealing with like different tests and everything, making sure I don't have heart congestive failure, what my mom had, and come to find out my dad has it too. So I had did testing on that. I'm clear. I did testing for blood clot. I'm clear. Um, they also did EKG on me. I'm clear with that. Everything is good. They just don't understand where's the swelling coming from. So I take water pills every day to make sure the swelling stay down, and I make sure I rest. But I'm just making sure that I am cool, and during that break process of me starting in November, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing, working on my health. And I'm also going to share my journey with you guys. And my whole purpose of this is keeping you motivated, and also not make the same mistakes that I made. A lot of people don't be able to see the ups and downs in people's business ventures, and I want to be transparent enough to be able to let people see that and let them know, because it's really difficult. Like it's really hard, and having a stable mindset is crazy. And a lot of people, I done had so many people just come to me like, I can't see how you do it. A lot of people are like dying on the inside. They wouldn't even make it. They wouldn't even be walking or sitting straight. Nothing. Like everything has been rough for me my past 3 years. And I'm at a point where I'm over it, and I need a break for your vet. Not no break for no grieving or nothing like that. It's just for me. So I also want you guys to realize when you need a break as being a business owner. And I never seen no break in my first 10 years of being a business owner. However, I want you guys to stay inspired. I don't want you to give up. It's going to be ups and downs regardless when you own your business, but you have to also understand you have to know business people, and business people that are like seasoned and experience to go to and speak to about your issues and problems, because 9 times out of 10 they've probably been through it too. It's difficult to talk to people that aren't relatable, that's not business owners, and don't understand what you're going through. Sometimes it's difficult to even talk to a person that's just starting out too. So make sure you have someone you could go to and talk to and be experienced. Pretty soon I'm going to be starting these workshops where we could all have conversations together and just vent with each other about being business owners, and even just reflecting on things in our personal lives, the things that we go through on the side when we got to put to the side as being a business owner, because some people even have open wounds from their childhood, a lot of things that appear, and it blocks them for even moving forward in life. But we have to have some sort of a safe space for us to be able to conversate and move forward in life, so that we're able to continue to elevate and do the proper things for us, and I'm all down for the safe space. I'm all down for uplifting people and everything. I'm not blocking my blessings for nobody. I don't care what anybody say. I am going to always give back. I'm going to always be genuine. I'm always going to uplift and inspire people. It is not a hate and blood in me. I always want to see somebody do it big. I always want to. That's just the goal, and that's just how it is, and that's what it's going to be. But I really hope this episode helped you guys. I hope it was informative enough and also inspiration. Like, I hope you guys are understanding like what you going through. You're not alone. Other people have been through things too, and you may have been through things worse than me. But one thing I don't want you to do is I don't want you to give up. So, to my fellow business owners, remember that your first 10 years may be tough, but the rewards are the worth of the struggle, because y'all got to keep pushing forward, stay determined, and never lose sight of passion that led you to start this journey, because it is just so important, and I just want to see everybody win. Just know when you hit that 10th year though, you may not see it on the 10th, but you may see it on the you going to see it on the 11th. Oh, it's going down. I'm telling you, you're gonna be seeing something. You're like, oh man, I've been waiting on you all my life, but you know what I had to go through to get here? And then you just gonna be starting to look at stuff so much differently. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be amazing. And I hope that y'all will be have the courage enough to reach out to me and tell me you want to share your story with me, because you are more than welcome to come on and share with me, because I love the vibes. Okay. But yes, thank you y'all so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. I love y'all. And please send this to someone that could be able to relate to it, or you feel like it'll help them to continue to keep pushing and move forward. Make sure y'all subscribe on my YouTube channel. Make sure you send this to someone, and make sure y'all download it. I want to get word out there so much, y'all. I love this podcasting thing. I love just even just dropping gems and having people on here. It's super dope. But thank you, y'all, and tune in next time. Peace.